Hello, here is the news at this hour from T-Solid TV. I am Olaide Amosu. Here are some major headlines. IGP deploys detectives to Oyo, orders CP to ensure prompt rearrest. Senate threatens zero budget for CBN, NPA, NCC and NIMASA. On the foreign scene, Ivory Coast sets presidential poll for October 31st. In the world of sports, Premier League releases fixtures dates for 2020-2021 season. Now the news in details. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Mohammed Adamu, has ordered the deployment of additional investigative aids to Oyo State to complement the efforts of the Oyo State Police Command in the ongoing manhunt of suspected serial killer Sunday Shodikwe, in connection with the multiple murder of innocent citizens at Akinyele, a local government area, Moniya, Ibadan, the state capital. In a statement signed by DCP Frank Mba, Force Public Relations Officer, Force Headquarters, said the additional deployment comprises crack detectives from the Intelligence Response Team, IRT, and the Special Tactical Squad, STS, of the Force Intelligence Bureau, Abuja. The Inspector General of Police, who condemned the unfortunate escape from lawful custody of the suspect, has directed the Commissioner of Police, Oyo State Command, to intensify efforts and ensure the prompt rearrest of the fleeing suspect. However, residents and vigilante groups of Akinyele community has expressed their displeasure about the security architecture of the state, saying it cannot guarantee their safety, but nevertheless the IGP has called for calm, enjoining citizens to cooperate with the police by providing useful information that could lead to the unearthing of the whereabouts of Mr. Sunday Shodikwe.
Already reach out to the traditional leaders, religious leaders, and all the stakeholders. We have agreed that all of us have already wake up to our responsibility. And I want to tell you that with time, the issue of insecurity will become a thing of the past.
So the Inspector General of Police, His Excellency the Executive Governor, they've given the marching order to the Commissioner of Police in Oyo State and all his officers to work with our people in the community to ensure that that suspect is rearrested, and not just rearrested, to also ensure that all those cases are investigated to logical conclusion.
The management of Shell Nigeria Gas Limited and the Capital Market Committee on COVID-19 is said to have donated medical equipment, face masks and infrared thermometers worth millions of naira on Wednesday at the Oyo State Secretariat, Agodi, Ibadan, to the Oyo State government in support of its drive to curtail the spread of novel coronavirus in the state. In a statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Oyo State, Mr. Taiwo Adisa, he listed the equipment donated by Shell Nigeria Gas Limited as including coronavirus PCR test machine and extraction kits, as well as RIDA Genesars, nasopharyngeal swab plus viral transport medium kits, vortex mixer, personal protective equipment, adding that the Capital Market Committee donated 100 face masks and 150 infrared thermometers to the Ministry of Education to further strengthen efforts to curb the novel COVID-19. The Managing Director, Shell Nigeria Gas Limited, Mr. Idi Ubong, who spoke through the Technical Director of the company, Engineer Joe Ezukoso, said the donations were done to ensure that frontline workers combat the pandemic and that support staff do their work professionally in a safe manner. He, however, commended the government for the actions and its guidelines in preventing the spread of the virus, noting that the company would continue to work with the Oyo State Ministry of Health and Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC. The Senate Joint Committee on Finance and National Planning has on Wednesday threatened not to approve the budgets of federal government's agencies whose heads refused to appear before the panel to defend their proposals in the 2021 to 2023 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy Paper, MTEF/FSP, after being duly invited. The Chairman, Senate Committee on Finance, Senator Solomon Adiola, made the threat while presiding at the beginning of a 5-day stakeholders interactive session on the 2021 to 2023 MTEF4/FSP in Abuja. Among agencies mentioned by Adiola were Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Nigeria Port Authority, NPA, Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, Nigeria Shippers Council, NSC, and NIMASA, FIRS, and the NLNG. Adiola in a statement said that the committee will not attend to any head of agency by proxy, noting if they refuse to appear to defend the briefs that they have from the executive, the Senate will not hesitate to ensure that such defaulting agencies have zero budgets for next year. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has said it has launched an investigation into the activities of the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, and the Acting Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Professor Kemebari Kumo Pandey. This was made known by the EFCC in an invitation letter addressed to a group, Foundation for True Freedom and Good Governance, led by activist Deji Adeyanju. The letter, which was signed by the head Economic Governance Section, Adebayo Adeniyi, requests for investigation of Godswill Akpabio, Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, and Professor Daniel Pandey, Acting MD, Managing Director, NDDC, over corruption allegations of diversion of public funds. The leadership of the NDDC is currently being probed by the National Assembly for allegedly mismanaging 80 billion naira. However, reports say the EFCC spokesman, Dele Oyewale, did not respond to calls on Wednesday. Also, the head of the Public Affairs Division of the NDDC, Mr. Charles Odili, is said to have also rejected calls in text messages. Also, a spokesman for Akpabio, Aniete Ekong, has neither responded to calls nor text message on Wednesday. Moving to the foreign scene, the government of Ivory Coast has announced on Wednesday that it had officially set the first round in upcoming presidential elections for October 31st. Pressing ahead even after deadly protest clashes. Official campaigning is set to start on October 15th and end on October 29th, according to a decree adopted by the cabinet, confirming the timetable authorities have been trailing for months. Meanwhile, last week, protests against incumbent Alassane Ouattara's announcement that he would run again despite already having served 2 terms is set to have descended into 3 days of violence, leaving 6 dead and around 100 injured. However, 2 former ministers and Ouattara allies, ex-foreign minister Marcel Amantaho and ex-education minister Albert Tiokesu Mbari, is said to also run for the president. Thousands of people were forced to evacuate their homes from across California on Wednesday as nearly 2,000 wildfires continued to blaze amid a record-breaking heat wave in parts of the western United States. Governor Gavin Newsom in his statement said California has experienced 10,849 lightning strikes in the last 72 hours and world record heat temperatures, stating that the volatile mix of intense heat and lightning storms have contributed to the fires, which led Newsom to declare a statewide emergency on Tuesday. Evacuations were ordered in several counties and the governor has called upon neighboring states to provide support. The wildfire is also reported to have torn through the Northern California city of Vacaville, where initial reports said some 19,000 acres of land had been scorched and 50 buildings destroyed. Newsom has, however, called on the approximately 40 million residents of California to save energy as the heat wave placed further strain on the state's embattled electricity grid. Moving on to the exciting world of sports, Leeds' first Premier League game for 16 years will see Marcelo Bielsa's men travel to defending champions Liverpool, while Manchester City and Manchester United is set to miss the opening weekend to give them extra time to recover from a late end to the 2019-2020 season. City and United is said to be eliminated from the Champions League and Europa League respectively last weekend, 3 weeks after the end of the Premier League season, while Chelsea and Wolves will start their seasons on Monday. September 14th, after the two were involved in European competition into August. Meanwhile, Leeds is set to be back in the top flight for the first time since 2003-2004 season to start on September 12th against the champions, who have not lost a league game at Anfield in more than 3 years. The Emergency Committee of Confederation of African Football (CAF) has approved resumption dates for the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers and the Africa qualifying group stage of 2022 FIFA World Cup. This means a busy schedule awaits the participating teams with double headers from November 2020 through to November 2021 in the battle for spots to the final tournament of the two competitions. The Cameroon 2021 qualifiers will hold from November 9th to November 17th, 2020, with the Day 3 and Day 4 matches, while the penultimate and ultimate matches take place from March 22nd to March 30th, 2021. CAF in a statement said the 40 teams in contention for the 5 slots for Qatar 2022 will commence the journey between May 31st and June 15th, 2021. With the Day 1 and Day 2 matches, while from August 30th to September 17th, the Day 3 and Day 4 matches were expected to take place, with Day 5 and Day 6 matches fixed for October 4th to October 12th, 2021. Noting that the playoff matches have been scheduled for November 8th to November 16th, 2021. With that, we've come to the end of the news. A recap of the headlines. IGP deploys detectives to Oyo, orders CP to ensure prompt rearrest. Senate threatens zero budgets for CBN, NPA, NCC and NIMASA. Ivory Coast sets presidential poll for October 31st. And World of Sports, Premier League releases fixtures, dates for 2020-2021 season. Please do not forget to always adhere to COVID-19 safety measures. The news was compiled by Mubala Badekale. I am Olaide Amosu. Good day and thank you for watching.